So they saying J. Cole finally addressed the apology. You know I gotta check it out, man. Shout out to the Ville. Let's go. Jcole.
His apology that he made to Kendrick Lamar. As we all know, Kendrick and Drake were beefing, and J. Cole had said something in 7 Minute Drill. This was a track that came out from Might Delete Later, but then he later retracted his statements and apologized. Now,
Hurt my soul when he did that shit.
Time, not wanting to be a part of the battle, but
now,
this goes right after.
I'm brand new, fresh new on this motherfucker, so I never got to voice my opinion on this whole little J. Cole Kendrick beef. Now, when the thing first started, man, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who the fuck I was going for, but I wanted J. Cole to win because I felt in my heart J. Cole was the most lyrical out of all of them, the most skilled out of all of them. But I knew all of them could go crazy in the ring. So when J. Cole backed out, I was so mad because I'm like, this was the one I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I wanted to win, because this is the one I expected to win, is what I'm saying. So when he just randomly backed down, I'm like, it ain't because he's pussy. So, like, stop. I was just mad because he trying to do all this peacemaking shit. I'm like, man, you just trying. I felt like he was trying to keep up an image and shit. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to keep up with a brand. And I'm like, bro, this ain't the time for that. But as things went on, man, I started realizing, man, these niggas was not doing that shit for the competition, man. This shit was not doing it for hip hop being a sport. They were doing it just for, you know what I'm saying, to grow, for their legacy, and, you know what I'm saying, just to destroy another. Just, you know, to shit on each other, because they ain't stopped dissing each other since.
His diss track. These are when he said these words. Your first shit was
this wasn't like a versus battle or nothing.
Guys to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. So this is J. Cole talking about Kendrick's catalog, talking about his albums, saying that he didn't really like some of the albums, but at the same time, right after this, J. Cole had apologized. He had said sorry to Kendrick Lamar, and he didn't want to partake in the battle. And this is basically the last thing that we've heard J. Cole say verbally, you know, just talking about it. He hasn't really spoke on it much besides a few lyrics here and there, either from the Fall Off or tracks before that, like Port Antonio, where he vaguely speaks on the battle or the beef. He doesn't really give a full depth conversation about
which, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the Kendrick Lamar side. I really want to know what's going on between J. Cole and Drake, man. Because in Port Antonio, they made it seem like they fucked with each other. But, man, I feel like these guys really do not rock with each other. It's just so many things where it feels like they slick dissing each other every time. And it's like, do y'all fuck with each other for real, man?
What happened or what transpired or what motivated him to apologize in the first place until now. Now he's actually decided to sit down with Nadeska and give a full interview. And she asked him, how did he feel about the apology?
I was going to watch this interview, but it was too long
so we're going to react to take a look at this interview and see more in depth.
I wanted to react to some of this clips
and what made him want to apologize to Kendrick Lamar. So let's not waste our time any more further. Let's go ahead and take a look into this, man.
Or maybe I could still do the interview and just break it up into parts. I'll see, man.
Check it out.
And then, so you're on the stage at Dreamville Fest, and I always wondered what was going through your mind in the 5 seconds before you made the apology, the 5 minutes, the 5 hours before. Was it something that you had really thought of and planned? No. Or did you get on the stage and felt like, I need to do this?
No, it hit me an hour before.
Okay.
But before that, I was stressing the fuck out
So an hour before he was about to go on stage, he had planned to do this. He had planned to do this apology an hour before he set on the stage. So this was something that was weighing in on him for quite some time. And this is something that we somewhat already know. J. Cole didn't feel right about this. He's already talked about this, I think, in previous songs, in previous tracks. So I think we all could get the gist that he didn't want to battle. I believe we all know this at this point.
But in the moment that the idea came to me, like be a guy that's like, oh man, I lifted and I got light and I got excited. I got so excited because, you know,
To
to tell you
me,
the 2 or 3 days before that,
to
it
me,
was
I would think you would have got nervous. You know what I'm saying? I would have think you would have got nervous because you about to disappoint your fans. You about to disappoint your niggas. You know what I'm saying? About to disappoint the whole world.
like, oh nah, this is terrible because I felt like I misrepresented myself. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden I'm giving life to division and to a negative storylines and negative perceptions.
Now that is true though. Now he didn't want to
Not gonna
add to
lie,
the
the
mess,
audio
and it
kind
makes
of
you think because
terrible,
he's choosing his
Deville.
words carefully right here. He doesn't want to say that I was feeding into the narratives that go to Drake's side, that were leaning to Drake's side. I was more so regretful of that because now you look like on the opposite side of this battle, because that's how it looked for everybody when this battle had kicked off and Drake and Kendrick are exchanging verses at each other, exchanging songs at each other, and then J. Cole comes in. It looks like he's taking Drake's side. And I don't think that sat well with J. Cole at all because he still genuinely messes with Kendrick Lamar.
See, this is where I'm gonna have to be like, fuck that though, cause the nigga came at you. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just, bro. That's like the nigga. That's the nigga literally walked in the room and say, J. Cole's a bitch and Drake's a bitch, and you was like, I don't wanna side with Drake. Fuck siding with Drake, nigga. Defend your honor as a man. It has nothing to do with Drake. He called you a bitch separately, separate from Drake. He didn't say, oh, you know, y'all are both bitches together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, J. Cole's cool and all, but like I hate it when he's with with Drake. Nah, he said, fuck J. Cole and fuck Drake. It's just me.
Somebody that I fuck with and got love for. You know what I mean? Somebody that I like care about. It's like, oh shit. In my mind, of course. I mean, I could take you back to, we know why that happened in the first place, but just to answer your question, that shit
But he
had me
said
feeling
pride is
terrible.
the
It's like,
devil,
oh my
man.
God, like
He
this
41
shit
years
is
old. I'm
nasty.
18
This shit
years
don't
old.
feel right.
Maybe one
And
day
of
I'll
course,
see
leading up to
things his way.
it made, when I was doing it,
Of course it don't feel right. Of course it don't, because you're about to get into a battle with Kendrick Lamar. And whether you would have wanted the battle or not, you were already set up in a bad spot. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you,
Another
bro.
thing is, I
You
feel like
were
these guys
looking
be
like
dicked out for Kendrick Lamar. Like, yeah, he's a great rapper, but he's still a regular ass fucking human, man. Get off his meat. So what if he's Kendrick Lamar, man? He dissed you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm probably like being hypocritical from my first statement, where I was like, well, all I'm saying is, I agree. I mean, I don't agree with what J. Cole did, but I understand it, which is why I don't slander him for it. But personally, as a young guy, that's not what I would have did. Maybe at 41 years old, yeah, that's what I would have did. But all I'm saying is, if Kendrick didn't care about that relationship to salvage it, why the fuck should you?
people were perceiving, you were looking like it was about
That
to be
just
a
sounds like
2v1.
sucking up to a
The
nigga
way
to
that
me.
people were perceiving this, it seemed like you were on Drake's side in this battle. And everybody felt that way when you came in and said that. First person shooter, like that. And then
Okay, if you
7 minute
felt like
drill.
that, he could
Yeah,
come in and say,
it
I ain't
does
on
seem
Drake's
like
side, nigga.
you were
I'm
putting
shooting by
yourself
myself.
in Drake's side. You were leaning
You
on
could
his
put
side.
that in a
And
song
I
for
think
sure.
that probably could be a reason why he didn't like it either.
And I don't
Because it
think
seemed like he was
you
jumping
could put in
somebody.
a song some shit like, nigga, don't think we're jumping you, nigga, because I'm colliding dolly. You know what I'm saying? I'm the biggest nigga, you can't
And I
hold
think
me.
that probably could be a reason why he didn't like it either. Because he seemed like he was jumping somebody or was potentially fighting or beefing with somebody that he fucked with. And he didn't want to be on the other side.
it made sense. I had actually, I can't really say it made sense, but in a moment where I wasn't clear, like we were just talking about, I chose to do something that didn't align. It's like putting on the fucking outfit, the Versace sweater or whatever. In a moment where I wasn't clear, I chose to go this way for reasons that I could tell you about. But all you need to know right now is like, yo, I felt miserable about it. Like literally, like my whole demeanor, my whole shit, my wife could tell. And so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go on the stage and like come out here and pretend. Almost like people think that I'm representing. Mike Lee later had just dropped. It's the biggest news. Not saying Mike Lee.
I think that's important too, right? He says, I think people thought I represented something that I didn't want to be a part of. He didn't want to be a part of this battle. He didn't want to beef with Kendrick. And he says that it was weighing on him so much that his wife could
Then
see
you
it.
should. I'm not gonna lie. Then you shouldn't have dropped the track. As a man, you let other niggas decide for you what you should do. You got in that booth. You wrote the track. You came up with the lines. You wrote the track. You mixed and mastered it. You put it on. You waited. You didn't drop the track alone. You put it on the album. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. Don't tell me that bullshit. I'm not buying it, bro. And, bro, I promise you, I fuck with Jcole heavy, but I'm just calling out bullshit, man. I'm gonna keep it real. This really just feels like you're glazing Kendrick Lamar to me. It's like, I don't understand. If the nigga did not have the same respect for you that you got for him, why keep that? You know? Okay, I understand you don't gotta go to war, so don't step in the battlefield at all.
On his face that his wife could notice that something was wrong. And I think that's very important, right? Because even
then
if you did feel some type of
apologizing
way
for
about the
defending
lyrics that were
yourself
said,
is-
you retracted your statement and apologized. But I think it leans in more to how everything looked, like how the optics looked, how it seemed like you and Drake were going at Kendrick, and Kendrick was going to have to battle both of you, because that's what it seemed like at first, at the very beginning, before the apology. But J. Cole saying, I didn't want nothing to do with any.
So this is the big question I have. Does Kendrick Lamar fuck with J. Cole now that he apologized? Does Kendrick Lamar feel like, man, then I feel so fucked up for dissing J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? He was a good guy. He ain't never did shit to me. Clearly cared about our friendship, and I just threw him under the bus on some lame shit. You know what I'm saying? Did Kendrick Lamar apologize for dissing you first? It's been 2 years. Answer that question, Mr. Cole.
Any of that. I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I don't want to go against Kendrick. I don't want to be on Drake's side.
If Kendrick hasn't apologized or talked to Cole on the phone, you know what I'm saying? Because I do remember in Euphoria, he said, I don't want to talk on no celly. So, you know what I'm saying? If Kendrick ain't like cool with J. Cole and they like making music and they back to where they was at, J. Cole, that's dick riding, bro. I call that dick riding. You call it whatever the fuck you want, but I'm gonna call that dick riding every time.
I don't want to go against Kendrick. I don't want to be on Drake's side. I don't want to be here.
You're chasing a friendship that I want to be.
That's what it feels like to me. It seemed like he was so bothered
back,
at the optics, looking back at it, at a bird's eye view, that he just didn't want to be a part of it.
Later is, but just the drama of all of this is the biggest news happening, and I'm coming out as a representative of what the fuck they just heard. It's like, nah.
You see that right there, a representative of what the hell they just heard, a representative of what they heard. Well, what did we hear? We heard First Person Shooter, where J. Cole and Drake are on a song, and then we hear Like That, and then 7 Minute Drill. That's what I'm saying, bro. He didn't like that he looked like
You know what? You're supposed to be a representative. Is you a fucking rapper or not? You know what I'm saying? Is you the greatest rapper or not? You said you is, right? So carry that weight on your shoulder like a fucking man, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too passionate about this shit, but like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm starting to see what my nigga Screw was saying. Like, it's like I'm hearing this shit, and it's like I can't side with it. You know what I'm saying? You saying you gotta get on that stage and represent. You know what I'm saying, the battle, the character, but like, you're the one that put that character out there. Nobody forced that out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody forced you to make that diss. Okay, maybe niggas put a battery in your back, but you're a grown ass man, you know what I'm saying? You was probably like 39 years old around this time. You a grown man, bro. That ain't an excuse.
the drill. That's what I'm saying, bro. He didn't like that he looked like somebody that was on the opposition that was leaning towards Drake. This is why there's a lot of speculation that Drake doesn't fuck with J. Cole because he thinks that he switched up on him right at the moment of the battle. I think that's an interesting perspective. This is an interesting perspective because we didn't really get to hear his
Also,
thought
I
process.
think DeVille is completely chatting. Like, I don't. J. Cole hasn't said anything about being seen as being on the wrong side. I think J. Cole is saying, like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to represent this whole, like, beef in general. Like, he didn't want to be part of it, and not so he didn't want to be on a specific side of the beef. He hasn't said that. I don't know where you getting that from.
On his apology
Personally.
and how he felt going into this, right?
So an hour before, it was like,
Even though we live inside a dangerously
and how he felt going into this, right?
So an hour before, it was like, oh, aha, like, yo, in a very loud manner, you know, in a very public forum on your album, you said some shit you didn't believe in. Now you got the opportunity to go on a bigger forum, you know what I mean, a bigger stage is being live stream and say something that you believe in.
Now that is a fair point. That is a fair point. I said something that I regret. And now I have an opportunity at Dreamville Fest, a big platform also, to say something that I actually do mean. And this time around, I'm going to make sure I get my point across.
As long as Kendrick
my grievances are heard. I'm sorry that I
shares
did this.
the same
sorry,
sentiment.
and I apologize.
As long as Kendrick apologized,
type of way about J. Cole, and I think Kendrick still somewhat feels a type of way about J. Cole still to this very day. I think they both have this thought in their head about J. Cole that they just can't shake. Allegedly, we'll keep it alleged again. This is just my take on it.
And that's what the problem is. You went out your way to fuck up your rotation. I mean, not rotation, your reputation for this nigga, and he still don't rock with you. So this is literally just dick riding. What do you call that?
Here, Kendrick and Whacked Out Murals say F
and J. Cole, I think, is the greatest rapper, bro, lyrically. You know what I'm saying?
It really puts
skill wise, right? But like shit,
apology,
man. That's why I'm pissed.
I don't want nothing to do with that because you're soft and I'm not. You get what I'm saying? You already hit me, so why would I want to? You know what I mean? Piece it up after that. Allegedly, again, we still don't even know what.
Nigga, you hit me first. You mopped me in the face. I mopped you back. Okay, and okay. Let's say this is what I'm saying from J. Cole's perspective. Kendrick came up, pop Drake in the mouth, pop J. Cole in the mouth, right? J. Cole like, pop, 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 3 hits, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick started bleeding out the nose. J. Cole like, my bad, bro. Oh, we still cool, bro. I fuck with you, man. I didn't mean to hit you that hard. Kendrick come back, knock J. Cole completely out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that, boy. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to be peacemaker with a nigga that don't want that peace. You the one that said, don't save him, man. They don't want to be saved, don't save him. I'm not calling Kendrick out, you know what I'm saying? But it's just
every day.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Off of the lyrics that have been said in songs, it seems like they could care less, or at least somewhat care less.
And in that moment, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Like, I told my wife, she the only one I told. I didn't tell nobody else. I was like, yo, this one I'm about to go do. She start crying because she know how I feel about him. You know what I mean? Like, she knows, and she saw how it was weighing on me.
This sounds gay. But I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this shit. But you don't understand how much I rock with Cole. But like, this shit sounds gay as hell, bro. My wife started crying because she know how much I fuck with him, and she know how much it's been weighing on myself. Nigga, you would think Kendrick grew up on Forest Hill Drives with you, man. You would think Kendrick was on the block with you, man. Shit. I mean, I don't know what type of relationship y'all got, but goddamn, bro, what the hell did Kendrick do for you, bro? He saved your life.
The 2-3 days before that, she could see in my whole energy, and she would even ask me. I'm just like,
I'm just a real nigga, man. I'm always say what I got in my mind. This is 8 Out Unfiltered. If you don't like it, get the fuck out.
I felt even better than I felt knowing I was gonna do. I felt like, if you would see me that night, man, mind you,
And I think that does take a lot of courage, right? To apologize and retract your statements and say, hey,
for sure.
I don't want no problems with you. I'm sorry that I did this. I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. Like, that's really what he did. And the fact that he's saying that he felt better when he was doing it actually speaks a lot to how he felt. It really does, because he didn't want to beef with Kendrick. He didn't want to beef with Kendrick.
And that's fine, but if Kendrick want to beef with you,
weighing on him
now what, man?
But how it looked, right? You are piecing it up with his enemy. You are clicking with his enemy, and then you make a diss track to him. The optics look crazy. I think that's what ate at him also. Was like, now if we're looking at this back in, like, you know, as like a battle, you were on the wrong side of history. You started off on the wrong side of history, and you had to withdraw yourself to make yourself not only neutral.
Dick riding, DeVille. That's called dick riding. The fuck's the wrong side of history, man? You know what I'm saying? The nigga made a song. He said, he claimed, Jcole specifically in the song claimed he's the best. He said, I'm Muhammad Ali. He says, let me remember the exact line. He was like, is it K Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. So Kendrick is saying, I'm the greatest. I mean, not Kendrick. Jcole is saying, I'm the greatest in that line. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali is usually considered the greatest. So, if anything, he's dissing them both. You cannot go on to say, oh, this nigga is dissing, he's on the wrong side, they dissing Kendrick. Okay, let's say you have that sentiment, right? Don't you think it's then dick riding to have been on one side and then completely just decide, no, this is the wrong side of history? Then why was you on that side in the first place? Now you switched up. That's dick riding. If that's what you're claiming happened, DeVille. Which is why I'm saying you gotta be chatting. So either way, I'm calling out dick riding. You know what I'm saying? One moment you switched up on Drake because apparently you're on the wrong side of history, but you was on the wrong side before, so stay on that side. You know what I'm saying? Or you apologize to a nigga because you felt bad, but he don't feel bad for what he did. So, and he attacks first, so that's called dick riding again. I'm sorry. If you're chasing a friendship that don't want to be had, that's dick riding. I had to learn that the hard way, man. The motherfuckers don't want to rock with you, man. Cut them niggas off.
On the wrong side of history. And you had to withdraw yourself to make yourself not only neutral, but to separate yourself from the two that you were.
Is he neutral, though?
The demeanor of everybody around me.
I was just going to say.
Like, damn, nigga, like my man Barry from since the 80s, you know, he Earth Gang, signed Earth Gang, and yeah.
He'll always keep it real with you.
100%, that's my nigga. Like he but he's just sitting there like,
I didn't think
like,
Cole
you a good dude, man.
cursing in the interview.
But he's almost disgusted about it. Like,
the fact that his homeboy was almost disgusted at the fact that he apologized really does.
I was disgusted.
You could tell that there was people in Dreamville.
I'm disgusted right now talking about
it. Circle of friends
you can see how passionate I am.
Apologize. They did not want him to fold. Jay,
the real niggas.
Where he gets the name because he decided to back out of the battle. He knew that his reputation was going to be in jeopardy. He knew that he was going to face a horrible demise. He knew that he was going to face a lot of criticism and backlash. Maybe not as big as it was. Maybe he didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but he knew he was going to face some type of criticism.
Yeah, I think he thought this would eventually pass.
Despite his friends telling him, despite his friends
that
being disappointed
not
in him,
pass.
he still decided to apologize. I think that goes somewhat of a long way. I really do, because at that point, you are disappointing the people around you. You are taking a hit. You are literally taking a hit from your credibility, from the respect that people had in the hip hop space.
Now I'm not gonna lie, this didn't tarnish my respect for J. Cole at all. This didn't remove his spot in the big three for me at all. I still think he's the best. I still think he's the most skilled. Because to me, J. Cole never said I'm the greatest battle rapper alive. J. Cole said I'm the greatest rapper alive. Okay, cool. You don't want to battle. He didn't show me he didn't show me he can battle. Come on now. He's showing it in the ways he talks about these rappers like they her sons. If he had to do was just point at, all he had to do was just drop a name on it. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't show that he could battle rap. So I'm not worried about J. Cole battle rapping, man. And I'm not worried about his skills. J. Cole is undoubtedly the greatest. I said undoubtedly, like Eminem ain't that guy, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people always want to disrespect Eminem, but like on the head to head, I really want to know who the fuck would win between Eminem and J. Cole, because I don't feel like anybody is out rapping Eminem. Yikes. I want to put J. Cole at the one because of the swag and the, you know, but the technical ability of Eminem is just so insane to me. I feel like they might be tied, low-key, at that number one spot. Yeah. And I gotta listen to more M. As I listen to more Eminem albums and his old music, he might probably go at number one. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Because you decided to back on the battle. Because remember what they say about J. Cole. Remember what they
But
say.
no respect
This guy
lost
is always saying
for
that
J.
he's the
Cole
best
at
rapper
all.
alive. He is always saying he's the best. He is always throwing these slick
Even
shots.
after the
He's always talking
apology,
about
no respect
being in the big
lost.
three, saying
I
that he is
understand the
GOAT,
apology. I
saying
just
all
don't
of this
agree
stuff.
with it. I
But
don't
then when
have
the
to agree with
opportunity
something
presents
every
itself for you
time,
to
and I'm not
battle,
gonna
you
disrespect you
decided to
because I
back
don't agree
away.
with you.
And he's saying in this interview, I'm okay with that. I'll have to learn to live with that. And don't get it twisted. I still think that Kendrick would have won if J. Cole
Fuck
never
no.
backed out.
Fuck
I
no.
think we would have heard plenty more diss tracks,
See, I knew
more
you
than the
was
ones
like
that we
that.
got. I think J. Cole would have lost to Kendrick, just like Drake lost to Kendrick.
No,
That's how I look at it.
you
But
crazy as hell.
I do see
But
why his friends would be
on
disappointed. Because
Deuteronomy,
now
and shit
you're
niggas can do behind me. What I'm quoting is God's scope and come view the potter. Come on, bro. Come
going to
on,
face
bro.
so
Get
much
the fuck
backlash
outta
and
here,
criticism
bro.
because you didn't
King
stand on
Kunta
your
is not
word.
doing that, man.
But I think
Fuck
the
outta
apology
here, man.
was necessary on J. Cole's side, to be completely honest with you, because who would want a problem with Kendrick Lamar?
He's almost
J.
like,
Cole,
he's almost heard
bro.
about
J.
it. And if he would
Cole.
have saw me, I'm just like, bro,
Bro,
like, I
I'm
feel
telling you,
amazing because
I ain't gonna lie, Drake gave that nigga a great battle. We don't want to admit it, but like Drake gave him an amazing battle because Kendrick was already prepared. He had these were pre-recorded diss tracks. He might have added in a few lines, a few, you know what I'm saying, tweaks to it based on what he just heard. But these were for sure pre-recorded diss tracks, and for Drake to come out swinging and really put some damage on Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, and make it a great battle, I think J. Cole could have killed him. Cause what the fuck you gonna say about J. Cole? You gonna talk about his life, his peoples? Cause J. Cole, I think, is even more conservative than Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? I remember in 616 in LA, Kendrick said, "I'm sorry, I live a boring life. I love peace." Well, J. Cole lived the same exact life, if not more boring. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck can you realistically say about J. Cole?
the world knows how I really actually feel.
But this is what is mind blowing
You
to
want
me,
to talk
right?
about him in his college
The
years?
reaction that everybody had, and we'll talk more like later, especially now a couple years removed, people are still excited for the fall off. It's like shocking that even happened, the place where we're at now. But I'm amazed that you felt so good after doing that.
Man, I felt
you looked around and you're like, I don't care how upset y'all are.
Fuck. I was so light and like, and because I knew at the end of the day, he heard me, and the world heard me.
I knew at the end of the day, he heard me. He heard me apologize.
Did he hear you though? Did he hear you? Is what I'm saying. Okay. Obviously he heard him. Everybody saw the clip. Did Kendrick respect that? Or did Kendrick say, oh, this nigga a hoe? This nigga soft. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to know. If Kendrick rocked with that and apologized as well, like a man, then everything else said, fuck it. You know, I don't know these niggas. I don't know what the fuck they went on. I don't know if they talk. You know what I'm saying? And then they just can't say it because, you know, that'd be weird. So, you know what I'm saying? But if Kendrick never said nothing, bro, I'm not gonna keep repeating myself.
And whether Kendrick could take the apology or not, whether Kendrick cares for it or not, I think that's the only thing that J. Cole cares about is that he heard me apologize. As long as he knows that I didn't want to get into a battle with him, he knows that I respected him enough to apologize. That's all I want him to know. In this long form of history between this battle and all the people involved, he just wanted to set the record straight and say that he was sorry. But again, if they care for the apology or not, it's up to them. But he's saying, as long as he heard me, he's okay with it. He could live with that. Better than living with what he already did before that.
You know what I mean? It's like, yo,
fuck no,
if I never say another word on this again, like, y'all see where I stand. And it's like, yo, I made in my mind, I made a wrong or right in the best way that I could. Yo, you did wrong. You were in the wrong.
Now, again, I think that Kendrick would have beat J. Cole in the battle. I think that he would have beat Drake in the battle. You see what I'm saying? My mind doesn't change on that.
How you feel.
I know Kendrick is somebody who could have made a scathing record at both of these individuals. But at the end of the day, I think that J. Cole realizes that he respected Kendrick so much to the point where he didn't even want to engage with this. Despite how his friends felt, despite how his reputation was going to be after, he just wanted it to be known that he was sorry.
JV, bro, you not from the Ville, bro.
About this?
You're not from the Ville anymore.
This is the first time we've ever heard him
your Ville card is,
you know,
the fuck
in the comments. This is the first time we've ever heard him discuss, you know, his apology, discuss how he felt and the mindset going into it. The fact that he made a record and it was weighing on him, you know what I mean? It's like if he made a song, he made 7 Minute Drill, a diss record to Kendrick Lamar, and the pressure was just building up. And whether it's the stress of getting a response from Kendrick or the stress with doing something that you regret, feeling guilty, the guilt was eating him alive. I think that's the crazy part too, right? And it's fair to say, right? Does he feel guilty? Like the way that he was feeling after making the record, is it guilt? Does he feel guilty because of what he did? Or is he afraid that Kendrick is going to respond the way that he does? You know, either way wasn't going to be good.
I'm getting pissed off watching that shit. Kendrick wasn't gonna do shit, bro. He was not gonna do shit to J. Cole. Did J. Cole say anything? Man, that'll be it for the video, man. Shout out to the Ville, man. Definitely. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below what I should do next. Hit the bell notification, and I'm out.